This year, I've dropped from 17.6 to 5.8, and I'm gonna tell you how I did it. Okay guys, so the setup, and the setup is super important. Choosing what golf club to become a member of will have more of an influence on your handicap than you think. For one, I chose to come to Naas because of course condition. The greenkeeping staff here are amazing, and the course is immaculate all year round. And that makes it extremely playable in winter, and it makes it a delight to play during the summer. It really does. And that in itself allows you to come out more, and play better golf because it's not muddy, mucky conditions. Number two in the setup is the head pro. Is the head pro good? Here, we're lucky to have an amazing head pro, and his team are spectacular as well. So having them here with the course conditions just adds to the environment. Number three is their players. Is there scratch golfers? Is there plus handicaps in the golf club? Because if you can't see what scratch golf looks like, how are you ever meant to play it? Number four, practice facilities. Like, does the golf course have practice facilities? Here, we're lucky. We have two immaculately kept greens right behind us for chipping and putting, another green up there by the first tee for chipping and putting, and then we have this range here, a scoring range, where you flags at 50, 65, 75, 100, and 125, right in that distance where you need to be scoring from. Okay guys, so once we have ourselves in the right club and we're around the right players, we have the right environment, we need to gather data. And if you've been watching the channel for a while, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I use Arcos Caddy, because this tells me unbiasedly what my game's actually like. Because if I go out and I hit one drive that's 300 yards in dead center, but I can't hit the fairway with the rest, Arcos is going to tell me. I might have a habit of just remembering that one, but it's going to tell me. It's going to tell me where my approach distances I need to work on. Is it 100 to 50? Is it 150 to 200? Where am I losing my strokes? So gathering data, unbiased data, especially in today's day and age, it can be done quite easily. It's kind of key if you want to drop your handicap dramatically. Like, it really is. Where's your weak points? Where's your strengths? But the biggest tip I'll give for any player trying to drop their handicap is use the same golf ball. And I think it's overlooked. Use the same golf ball. And it's not just use the same golf ball out here in the golf course. It's use it while you practice as well. And I see people grabbing balls out of their bag and they don't know what ball is going to come out. How do you know if you're hitting the ball right? Some balls are designed to fly high, low, more spin, less spin. Me, personally, this year I've changed to a Pro V1 and I love it, and I won't be changing, I don't think. I can't imagine changing from it. But knowing what the golf ball is going to do every time brings a level of consistency that wasn't there before. Because in this game we're always talking about, I want to be more consistent, I want to be more consistent. Well, you have an opportunity to by picking the same golf ball. I don't care what the golf ball is. It doesn't have to be a premium golf ball. If you were to play only top flights, play them. You'll know how they spin, you'll know how they react. And later on, when we get to the short game drill that I'm going to show you, it's going to be really important then. And do remember, guys, I'm not a PGA professional. So do take this with a pinch of salt. These are just the things that I did to lower my handicap. And if you want to try these games, be my guest. But do take them with a pinch of salt, like everything on the internet. So driving. I've come to the 13th on Naas because this is the hole that I used to envision. And driving all took place on the driving range. And I've even brought my own notepad out. Because on the driving range, there was a game that I played. So that left bunker there was actually the 200 marker. Was the 200 marker on the range. The right bunker was the 250 marker, and the green in the background, where the fairway is, the line of the fairway, that was the 350 marker. So I would shoot 10 balls, and then out of them, I would be able to see where my miss is. Now, excuse the sums, but I would see where my miss is, how many I was hitting out of 10, and And that game over on the range really helped me improve my driving and get my ball in play the most. Because arguably, driving is the most important part. Because if you can't get it in play off the tee, like, you can't score, especially around a tight course like this. And you'll find, especially in Ireland, there's a lot of tight courses. So being able to do that off the tee was amazing. And once I was able to get the ball in the fairway most of the time, then it was time to have fun. And now guys, really, technique is a big part of this. So go see a PGA professional, but this game, I'm telling you, it's solid. Because once you start hitting the fairway quite a bit, you can start to experiment with shot shape. So on the range, the 250 marker is on the right, I'd be trying to draw it off that. The 200 marker, I'd be trying to fade it off that. I'd be trying to hit low bullets, high draws, high fades. And then you start to get confident with the driver. And once you're confident with the driver, swing speed goes up. You start hitting more fairways, you're hitting the center of the club face more. Because it's all about hitting the center of the club face. And that's one thing that I really dialed in on the driving range. Because I used to swing for the lights, and then I tried to control it so I could hit the center of the club face a lot more. And this dropped my scores dramatically. Because once I had the driving down, I had to move on to approach play. And we're gonna go down and I'm gonna show you the games that I played there and in the short game. Approach play and the scoring zone. And the game that I came up with here, we have 5 greens out there here, 50, 65, 75, 100, 125. And all I used was a tube of balls and then some old Pro V1s that I used. Quite simple. Get 5 out of 20 that are in this tube, and you can see the tube is well worn, into those miniature greens. And that's it. And what it does, puts you under pressure. It brings your proximity to the hole a bit closer, and your misses become even closer. But I think it's important here that we use the same golf ball that we play with, because we want to understand the flight of our golf ball. Because if we're using different golf balls, the golf ball is going to fly differently. I want to understand if I'm hitting the golf ball correctly in the way that I'm trying to hit it. Because if I'm hitting the golf ball that's designed to fly really high, I'm going to think that there's something wrong with my technique, and I'm going to start leaning on the loft, and I could be leaning on it too much. I want to understand what the ball's going to fly like every time. So out on the course, when I see it go wrong, I understand. So this is where golf ball comes into play, and the same golf ball. And we're still not even at the most important part. It's at the short game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's only 7 paces. That's the size of these greens. So you can imagine doing this over and over again. Your proximity is going to get closer, your misses are going to get closer. That means you're going to score better on the course. But you're not hitting ball after ball aimlessly. You're hitting ball after ball under pressure, trying to get closer and closer to hit that green. And that drove my wedge game down to a place where I can rely on it 100 and in a lot of the time. And using the same ball has helped me be consistent knowing what my ball is going to do when it hits the green and how it flies. Okay guys, this is the best game you could use, but also my hated game, because here at the practice grounds, we got this green here, 3 flags. So I wanted to be able to get up and down a lot. And if you've watched my videos, you'll notice that I do get up and down quite a bit. This is how I did it, because I didn't always get up and down from everywhere. Trust me, I didn't. But this is a great way to put yourself in a position to be able to get up and down from anywhere and be confident at it. And I'm not going to talk about technique. Go see a PGA professional for that. But I'm going to give you a game that you can do by yourself, and it will improve your game. So I've got 10 golf balls here. And the golf ball, massively important here. I really should clean my balls, but the ball's massively important here, especially here because these are all Pro V ones, okay? And if I'm out on the golf course, I'm gonna put these balls in some really crappy lies. I'm gonna put them in good lies, bad lies, random lies, right? I know how the ball is gonna react every single time out in that golf course. And any lie that I come across, I'm gonna be able to give a rough prediction of how it's gonna come out. And 9 times out of 10, it will probably do that because I've been down here putting it in those crappy lies to see how it is gonna come out. So, what's the game? We've got 3 flags there. We've got 10 balls. I wanna get up and down at least 7 out of 10 times to each of those flags. That gives me a 70% ratio. So I'm just gonna go around and I'm gonna put the balls in lies. First one, right there, it's on a downslope. We've got this nice hitting surface here and I'm not gonna use it. I'm gonna put it on that downslope. So my first flag I'm gonna choose is that front flag. Second one, I'm just gonna throw it here, random spot. But then I'm gonna come over here to the bunker. I'm gonna come over here to the bunker and I'm gonna put them in bad positions over here, hanging on the lip to give me an awkward lie. I'm just gonna randomly throw them around. A couple of balls in the bunkers. Like they've run through the green. Like I don't wanna have any control over the lies here. So now it's quite simple. I've got those 10 balls scattered around. Like I didn't place them, I didn't anything. In fact, I tried to put them in awkward lies. There's 2 really awkward lies there. And that can make and break the game here. Because if you are down, you've got 6 up and down and you only need 1 more and you've these 2 left, you're gonna have to get one of them up and down or else you're starting again. And those are the rules. So from here, all I need is 2 things. I just need a putter and a wedge. This is a game of up and down. It's not just about your short game. It's about putting your whole short game under pressure. So I've got my putter here. It's a nice Scotty Cameron. Bought it as a Christmas present for myself last year. And the club choice that I use is a 56 and it's a Vokey. And just in case you're wondering, it's a 12D, whatever that means. But I like this grind. I like the way I can do a lot with this. And from each of these lies, I will go around and get up and down, or try to. But this is how I improved. And once I get up and down to the front flag, I'll go to the next flag, and I'll go to the last flag. And I will stay here until I get them all done. And that's it. And if I get 6 out of 10, I start again. There's no ifs and buts. Because I'm not gonna stand there and hit balls off the nice surface unless I'm working on technique. If I'm doing that, you know, I'm obviously working on technique, but putting this under pressure and then putting your putter under pressure, because like I might fat that chip on the downslope, but my putter then comes in clutch. Like I'm really exercising both of them to get it done. And if you watch some of the content on the golf course, you will notice that I do hold a lot of putts and I will chip quite close and do well. And it's because of this. It's because of nothing else. Okay, so here's the one we put up against the bunker. And you can tell like, I'm nearly falling in here. So to get this up and down and to be practicing like this, it means when you get on course, you're playing your medal, you're playing your captain's prize. If you get a lie like this, you're not like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. You're like, oh, I've done this before. And the fact that I'm using the same golf ball that I play with, I know how the ball's gonna react. Nothing's a surprise anymore. I take the element of surprise out, and that's the strongest part about it. I'm not afraid of this shot. I'm not worried about what the golf ball is going to do. I already know these things. I've controlled all the variables. And this is how you can become more consistent at your short game. At least this is how I did, like, you know, so like I've got to now manufacture a shot from here to get it close, to get up and down, or else I have to do it again, you know, so I haven't even warmed up today. Now I've missed that pretty right, but now that's going to put my putter under pressure, you know, so it's things like this that really have helped my game and helped me improve. Like, and I would do one at a time, and I would go around pretty much in a circle, but one at a time to get it right. And that's how I improve my short game. So putting is the last one, and remember, this game is all about putting the ball in the hole, so getting it in there is pretty important. So all I've got is a tee, and I'm gonna put myself under pressure. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes on the green. I'm gonna put this, Burner gave me this drill, and it's fun, but put you under pressure. So all I'm gonna do is put this tee somewhere in the green. So let's say here. And from this location, I have to two putt to every hole. But if I miss, I have to start again. So I have to go around the green, two putt from that location. And if I don't do it, I have to start again. And that's where the pressure is. And I've actually worked this into my pre-round routine. So since the first tee is there, since we're on here, I'm gonna show you my pre-round routine, which also helped me to get up and down quite a bit. So this is my pre-round routine every time. And this also helped me get up and down quite a lot and get my feel and touch ready for the round. It's where I would pick a location around the green. So let's say this white post over here. Put my putter down. And from this location, I have to get up and down to each hole. And it really gets you primed and ready to actually play. And once I get up and down to each hole, I put the tee in the ground and I two putt to every hole. And that's me ready to go. Guys, I'm dialed in at that point, I'm ready to go. And that's how I try and start every round anyway. And I never feel good unless I've done this in a pre-round really. So guys, there you have it. That's my tips on how I lowered my handicap, how I dropped 12 shots in 1 year, what I did. Let's summarize what I did. I got to the right environment, to the right club, with the right head pro around me. And even at that, like, Bernard has access to my Arcos, so he sees how I plays and he's able to come up with drills and techniques for me to work on. And getting that relationship with a pro was so critical, and having the technology to do it, it speeds up every process. So once I was in the right location, I had the right pro, like, I don't think it can be underestimated how playing with good players, you've got to play with good players. If you can't see it, what scratch golf and plus handicap golf actually looks like, you know, you're doing yourself an injustice trying to chase scratch, really, like, you know. So thank you, James, thank you, Sam, because I know I leaned a lot on you guys. But that mixed with the games, I like to learn through games and put myself under pressure through games. And all those games is how I brought the handicap down. So guys, subscribe below if you liked the video and let me know if any of them work for you. And we'll see you next time.